Hello there, you are welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll talk about t-test with raw score. A researcher collected the following data from two independent distributions. This is the first score for the data that the researcher collected, and this is the second score for the set of data that the researcher collected. We are asked to, the first question is to state the null hypothesis. This is how to state null hypothesis for t-test with raw score. The mean score for the score for mean 1 is equal to the score for mean 2. This is how to state the null hypothesis for t-test with raw score. This is how it is being stated. If you are asked to state alternative hypothesis, this is how it is done. You say that the mean score for mean 1 is not equal to what? The score for the mean 2. This is how alternative hypothesis is stated, and this is how null hypothesis is stated for t-test with raw score. I just stated only the null hypothesis because the question said we should state only the null hypothesis. Now, the second question, state the level of significance. Level of significance is 0.05. So we are done. We have answered the first question and the second question. So let's move over to the third question. The third question now says we should compute the t-test statistics for the difference between mean 1 and 2 using the raw score formula. Very easy. So I have what? Score 1. I will represent all the scores for the first set of data on a table. So I have what? All these scores, I'll write them down. So I have what? 15. And I have 14. Another number is 14, right? Then another number is what? 14. Another number is 13. Another number is 12. Another number is what? 12. And another number is 12. Another number is what? The last number is 10. So the next thing is to add up all these numbers. When I add all these numbers, so I have 15, add all these numbers, 15 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14 plus 13 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 10. If I add up all these numbers, the total of all these numbers is 116. Then I will divide it by how many scores there are. How many scores are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One, two, one, two. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'll divide it by what? By 9. Because there are 9 scores. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 116 divided by 9. 116 divided by 9. It will give me a total of 12.8. If I divide this by 9, I will get what? 12.8. So this 12.8, that means that the score for this first set of data is what? Is 12.8, because if I divide this by 9, I'm going to get 12.8, right? So the score for the first set of data is 12.8. So the next thing is what? To have what we call this thing. This is called deviation from mean. Deviation from mean. This, as you can see, this is small letter x. Why this is capital letter X? Small letter x for this, and this one is capital letter X. So this is deviation from mean. How do we get the number that will be here? What you are going to do is all these numbers that are here, you subtract it from 12.8. For example, 15 minus 12.8 is what? 15 minus 12.8 will give you 2.2. So you have 2.2 here. 14 minus 12.8. 14 minus 12.8 will give you 1.2. Then this 14 minus 12.8 will still give you 1.2. 14 minus 12.8 is 1.2. 13 minus 12.8. 13 minus 12.8 will give you what? 0.2. Then 12 minus 12.8 is what? 12 minus 12.8 will give you what? Minus 0.8. 12 minus 12.8 is minus 0.8. 12 minus 12.8 is minus 0.8. 10 minus 12.8 is what? 10 minus 12.8 will give you what? Minus 2.8. The next thing is to do what? The next thing is to square all the numbers that are here. So you have what? This. The next thing is these numbers that are here, you square them, you raise them to the power of 2. So you have deviation from the 1, which is this, raised to the power of 2. All the numbers that are here, you raise them to the power of 2. So 2.2 raised to the power of 2, like I said, deviation from the 1 raised to the power of 2. So all the numbers that are here, you raise them to the power of 2. That's the next thing to do. So 2.2 raised to the power of 2 is what? 2.2 raised to the power of 2 is 4.84. So 4.84. 1.2 raised to the power of 2 is 1.44. So 1.44. Then 1.2 raised to the power of 2 is still 1.44. 1.2 raised to the power of 2 is 1.44. 0.2 raised to the power of 2 is what? Is 0.04. See, when you're raising numbers to the power of 2, this negative sign, neglect them. Negative sign goes away. It will be neglected. All these negative signs goes away, neglect them. So you just treat this as 0.8. It becomes 0.8 raised to the power of 2. 0.8 raised to the power of 2 is 0.64. 0.64. 0.8 raised to the power of 2 is still 0.64. 0.8 raised to the power of 2 will give you 0.64. Then 2.8, neglect the negative sign, disregard it. So 2.8 raised to the power of 2 is what? Will give you 7.84. 7.84. So all the numbers that are here, you add all of them up. Add all these numbers. Add all these numbers and write it down here. So add all these numbers that are here, you add all of them. Add them to get the total. So you have 4.84 plus 4.84 plus 1.44 plus 1.44 plus 1.44 plus 0.04 plus 0.64 plus 0.64 plus 0.64 plus 7.84. When you add all these numbers, you're going to get 18.96 as your total. When you add all these numbers, you get 18.96. So the next thing is to move over to the second set. We are done with the first set of scores, right? Remember that our first set of scores, what we got as our total is 12.8, right? 12.8. The next thing is to move over to the second set of scores, this one. So you have what? Mean 2. All the numbers that are here, you write them. So you have 17. And you have what? 17. You have 15. You have 14. You have what? 13. You have 13. You have 12. and you have what? 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these are the numbers under the second set of scores. So what you're going to do is to add up all these numbers. Add all these numbers to get the total. So 17 plus 17 plus 15 plus 14 plus 13 plus 13 plus 12 plus 8. This will give us a total of 109. Total of 109. Divide it by what? The numbers that are here. How many numbers do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 109, you divide it by 8. Because the total of all these numbers is 9. And we have 8 scores here. If you divide 109 by 8, you are going to get 13.625. But you will take only one number after the decimal point. So it becomes what? 13.62. So that means that your score for mean 2. The score for mean 2 is what? 13.6. The score for the second set of data is 13.6. This is for first data. This is for second data. The next thing is to what? Is to have what we call deviation from mean, which is what represented with x2, right? So you have what? X and 2. So all these numbers that are here, you subtract them from 13.6. 17 minus 13.6 you get 3.4. 17 minus 13.6 you get 3.4. 15 minus 13.6 you get what? 1.4. Then 14 minus 13.6 you get 0.4. 13 minus 13.6 you are going to have minus 0.6. 13 minus 13.6 is the same as minus 0.6. 12 minus 13.6 is what? Minus 1.6. Then 8 minus 13.6 you are going to have what? Minus 5.6. So the next thing is to add the total of all these numbers. Add all these numbers. All these numbers that are here. All the numbers that are here, you raise them to the power of 2. So you have x2, then raise it to the power of 2. You square them by raising them to the power of 2. So that's what to do. So all these numbers, you raise them to the power of 2. So 3.4 raised to the power of 2 is 11.56. 3.4 raised to the power of 2 is 11.56. 1.4 raised to the power of 2 is 1.96. 0.4 raised to the power of 2 is 0.16. 0.6 raised to the power of 2. Negative sign goes away, remember? So 0.6 raised to the power of 2 is 0.36. 0.6 raised to the power of 2 is still the same as 0.36. 1.6 raised to the power of 2 is 2 5.56. Then 5.6 raised to power 2. You are going to get 31.36. Add up all these numbers that are here. All these numbers that are here, you add all of them up. Add these numbers to get the total. The total is 59.88. The total is 59.88 when you add all these numbers. So this is the total. So the next thing is we are asked to compute, we are still in number 3, to compute the t-test statistics for the difference between mean 1 and mean 2 using the raw score formula. Now all these scores, since I've taken down all these scores to this place, I can now clean here because I've already taken the scores. I've written them down. So I can clean here, now, and also clean this and clean this. So I'm going to use the raw score formula to do this. The raw score formula says that t-test is equal to, using the raw score formula, we have that what? Mean 1. So mean 1 minus what? Mean 2. Divide by the square root of what? This is the formula that I'm saying. Divide by the square root of, this thing means sum of what? Mean from deviation 1 squared plus what? Sum of mean from what? Deviation 2 raised to power 2. Divide by what? n1 plus n2 minus 2. Bracket what? 1 over n1 plus 1 over n2. So this is the formula. So I'll use this formula to do this computation. This is the formula for doing the computation. So from using this formula, I have that t is equal to sum of mean from deviation 1. Sum of mean of 1 is 12.8, right? So I have 12.8 minus sum of mean 2 is what? 13.6. So 13.6 divide by the square root of what? Sum of mean from deviation 1 squared. Sum of this, sum of this raised to power of 2. From the formula, I have sum of x1 raised to power 2. Sum of x1 raised to power 2 is what? 18.96. So 18.96 plus sum of deviation from mean 2 raised to power 2. This raised to power 2, sum of what I got here is 59.88. So is what? 59.88 bracket 1 over n1. N1 is number of scores in the mean 1. How many scores do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is 9. So 1 over 9 plus 1 over n2. N2, how many scores do we have in number 2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1 over 8. Simple. Then divide by what? Divide this by what? N1. N1 is what? 9, because we have 9 scores in 1. Plus N2. N2 is 8. Then minus what? 2. So I can compute this way. Remember, we are asked to take our critical. I can clean this now. Our critical value to be 2.145. Let me just write it down. and clean these other ones. So this will now be equal to 12.8 minus 13.6. This will give me minus 0.8 divided by the square root of what? 18.96 plus 59.88. 18.96 plus 59.88. 18.96 plus 59.88 will give me 78.84 divided by 9 plus 8 is 17, right? 9 plus 8 is 17, so minus what? 2. 17 minus 2 is 15. Then bracket what? When you add this, you're going to get what? 1 over 9 plus 1 over 8. 1 over 9 plus 1 over 8. When you add this, you're going to get 0.236. But 0.236 can be approximated to be 0.24. If you approximate 0.23, it becomes 0.24. 0.236, if you approximate it, it becomes 0.24. Right? So the next thing this will now be equal to minus 0.8 as I have here, divided by 7, put the square root sign. 78.84 divided by 15. 78.84 divide 15. This will give me what? 5.25. 5.25 multiplied by what? 0.24. 0.24. So this will now be equal to what? Minus 0.8 divided by what? 5 point divided by the square root of what? 5.25 multiply 0.24. 5.25 multiply 0.24. I'm going to get 1.26. So this will now be equal to what? 0.8 divided by the square root of 1.26 is what? Square root of 1.26 is 1.12. So the square root of 1.26 is 1.12. So minus 0, negative sign goes away. In t-test, this negative sign will now go away. So automatically it becomes 0.8 divided by what? 1.12, because negative signs are being neglected. So 0.8 divided by 1.12 is what? 0.8 divided by 1.12. This will give me what? 0.71. So this is my answer. So this is the calculated value is 0.71. But remember, the t calculated is what? 0.71. The t calculated is 0.71 and the t critical is what? 2.145. 2.145. Because we are asked to take our critical value to be 2.145. Now you can see that the critical value is greater than the calculated value. So what do we do? Yeah, we will do what? We will accept the null hypothesis. Since the critical value is greater than the calculated value, we will accept the null hypothesis. So to take our decision will now be that what? That there is no significant difference in the mean score of what? Mean one score one. There is no significant difference in the mean score of what? Score 1 and what? Score 2. So there is no significant difference in the mean score of score 1 and score 2. So this is our decision. This is our decision. So I've been able to compute this. Bye.